I'm Rich Guida. I'm the Marketing Communications Manager at House Products, and I'm here with
Jet Talbot. I'm the QC Chemist here at House Products. And today we're wanting to talk about fuel stabilizers.
So, Jed, to get started, can you give us an overview of what a fuel stabilizer is?
Well, when the fuel gets out of the refineries, it's about in as much pure state as it can be. Over time, everything changes. And so the stabilizers try to preserve that as refinery state for as long as possible, ideally until it's used up.
Can fuel vary from refinery to refinery? Quality levels, things that may be included in the fuel that you don't want?
That's almost guaranteed. There are dozens of refineries throughout the country. All of them use similar practices, but nobody's identical. Feedstocks aren't identical. So you're always going to have some variability in the type of fuel and the quality of it that comes out of every refinery. And you're never going to know what's at the pump. Everything from the refinery all the way to putting it in your tank. You've got the chances for contamination to come in, atmosphere sitting inside of the tanks, the storage tanks at the refinery, at the trucks, moving them from the refinery to the pumps, to every time you insert the pump into your tank, you're injecting the air, the biologics, whatever's on the end of that hose into your tank. And that's all going to build up over time. So that's one of the largest places where you're going to always have some flavor of contamination coming into your fuel system.
And the impact of those, let's just call them added unwanted elements, can be addressed by a fuel stabilizer or something that you'd use as an additive, for example?
Exactly. That's what this is meant for. In Europe, they have a slightly different standard for what's coming out of their refineries. Here in the US, aftermarket additives are almost required in order to get the sort of stability and performance that you're going to want throughout the life of your vehicle.
So why is stabilizing your diesel fuel important?
In the broadest sense, you don't want things to oxidize. Rust is oxidation of metal. Fuels oxidize too. And when that happens, you start getting the gumming up effect where the fuel's starting to get sludge, deposits form and settle, corrosion within the fuel system starts getting into the fuel. All of this comes from oxidation. The big reason you need to stabilize your fuel is to prevent a very slow, long-term damage from happening to your fuel system. It's going to be a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here over time, and it leads to wear and tear on all of the parts, the fuel injector pumps, the injectors themselves. All of these components have the world's tightest tolerances. So as soon as you start getting any sorts of deposits, which the stabilizers prevent from happening, they pull those oxidizers out so that it's just fuel and fuel alone that's moving through the system, not contamination. Those stabilizers are needed to remove all of the contamination that's in the fuel that you're not aware of, so that over time, you're not damaging all of the internal fuel system components.
It sounds like the old adage, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
I would absolutely rather not get sick than worry about what cough medicine works the best.
Right. Can you talk a little bit about how long a fuel will last when it's treated versus when it's not treated with a stabilizer or an additive?
When the fuel comes out, and it's highly variable because of the differences in the refineries, that fuel has the ability to go bad a day, a week. It all depends on a lot of different variables on how quickly it oxidizes, and it starts gumming together and fouling up, which is bad fuel sitting in a tank. When you add in those stabilizers, you can get 6 months, you can get a year of consistent, clean fuel coming out of that. And so that's why they're needed.
Right.
If you're letting your fuel sit, you're going to need to keep that from oxidizing, from reacting with itself. And that's what these products are meant to do.
So we learned a lot about fuel stabilization, the importance of adding an additive to your fuel to make sure that the diesel that you're getting, if it has those elements that can be detrimental, these are the types of things that a fuel stabilizer can help you with. Is that accurate?
Absolutely. By making sure that your fuel is treated properly, it's always going to be there for when you need it, how you need it.